Hi everyone. This week's parasha is Parashat Ki Tetzeh, and Parashat Ki Tetzeh has the most mitzvot of any parasha in the whole Torah. It has 74 mitzvot, and they cover a broad range of topics from Shatnes to Eshetifat To'ar to Shiluach Haken. And the mitzvah that I want to talk to you tonight is the mitzvah of keeping your camp holy. V'haya machanecha kadosh. In Devarim Perek Kaf Gimel, Hashem commands us that when we go to war, we have a mitzvah to keep our camp holy. Right? And it's very interesting that Hashem commands us this specifically when we go out to war. But it's on purpose. Because when somebody goes to war, their morals are a little bit looser. And when somebody goes to war, they do things that they normally wouldn't. Certain bad things are acceptable in a way in which they wouldn't be in a normal situation. And it's specifically when we go to war that Hashem commands us to keep our camp holy. It's specifically when we're in a morally ambiguous situation, a place where our guards are down, a place where people are doing immoral things all the time, that Hashem commands us to keep our camp holy. When people go to war, they see immorality around them. It's okay to kill. It's okay to do these terrible things. And Hashem doesn't want that to ruin our sense of self. And so Hashem says, when you go to war, you still need to keep your camp holy. You still need to remember, you still need to remember that Hashem is with you. Hashem is in your camp. You need to keep your camp holy. And in 2024, I think that the IDF does an amazing job of remembering that Hashem is with them and holding themselves to a high moral standard, despite the barbaric situation that they're in. And despite the opportunities that they have to do terrible things, the IDF holds itself to a higher moral standard. And if Hashem commanded us specifically during a time of war to hold ourselves to a high standard and remember that Hashem is with us and act holy and kadosh and separate, how much more so during a time that's regular, not during a time of war? But it happens to be that I think that in 2024, we are surrounded with immorality. And even though we might not be at war physically, I think that our morals are constantly being tested. And I think that people around us are doing things that are barbaric. And we need to remember, we need to remember to keep our camps holy. We need to remember that we're kadosh, we're separate, we're part of Am Yisrael. And the Sefer HaChinuch says, "Shenafshotan shel Yisrael devekot v'shechina le'olam." The soul of a Jew is always clinging to Hashem. No matter what situation you're in, you are with Hashem, and you cannot forget that fact. No matter what everybody else in the world around you is doing, you can't forget that you are a Jew. I think that's a very important lesson for us to hear, for us to remember. V'haya machanecha kadosh. During times of war, of course, we need to keep our camp holy and remember Hashem is there. But also during regular times, we need to keep our camp holy. We need to remember that Hashem wants us to be separate, that Hashem is with us all the time. And we need to make a big kiddush Hashem. Rosh Hashanah is coming up. And we need to figure out what makes us kadosh. Hashem says, V'haya machanecha kadosh. Have your camp be holy. Keep your camp holy. What makes us kadosh? What makes us holy? What makes us separate? And we need to remember to recommit to those things. And Bezrat Hashem will be able to have an amazing year, reconnected to Hashem, holy, separate, and holding ourselves to the higher standard that Hashem holds us to. Shabbat Shalom.